Welcome to Pascal's China Lens, the weekly answer I'm giving on any question you may have on innovation, disruption, anything from China. This is the weekly question that I'm answering. Welcome. Now, the question I'm going to answer this week is, will China win the AI race? And it's a question that came up because a lot of people read my book, China's New Normal, where I explain how China is setting the standard for global innovation using artificial intelligence. Now, to answer the question, will China win the AI race? Another book that I can really recommend is from Li Kai-fu from 2018, who talks about AI superpowers. And when he talks about these superpowers, he really talks about America and China. US and China are the two AI superpowers, but there's a big difference in how they approach artificial intelligence. In the US, it's much more about long-term innovation and disruption and basically breakthrough innovations like we know from Google, while in China, it's much more about small, iterative innovations, but implement very quickly into society. And so the question is, who of those two will win? And logically, if we look at the past, disruptive innovations have really changed our lives more than small innovations. So we would think the US would win. Reality is that I believe China will win. Li Kai-fu doesn't answer the question, but I will do that on behalf of him. I do believe strongly that China will win the AI race. And the reason is that China is doing three things fantastically well. And AI is very well suited for that environment. One is they built a huge infrastructure to make these disruptions and make these innovations come to life. And just recently at the National People's Congress in China, they actually freed up $1.4 trillion just for the digital infrastructure. And AI is cool and it's useful, but without the other infrastructure like 5G and IoT and even blockchain, that AI is just on its own. And having that whole infrastructure is like having lots of roads to drive on, and that's the advantage of China. The other thing is that users are adopting this AI technology like nowhere else in the world. Think about face recognition or voice recognition. It's really the country where everything in AI is being absorbed as if it's natural. And that means that these algorithms are learning much, much faster than anywhere else in the world. It also means that most of these AI algorithms are actually better from China than they are from America. And unless America comes up with disruptive innovations, they will start leading very soon. And then the third thing is really about the competition between companies to actually outcompete each other to be the best AI company in China. And so this is a bloody war that they're fighting. And so these three things means that China is actually creating AI superpower companies inside China with a lot of cash because they're making a lot of money from selling their applications. And ultimately, because they have so much cash, they're actually able to also do the big innovations that Google, Amazon, Facebook, Microsoft are doing. And I think the big difference is that in the US, a lot of these big companies, Microsoft, Amazon, if you talk about Google, they're still making a lot of money from disruptions they did like 5 or 10 or 15 years ago, some even 20 years ago. While in China, most of the money is now made from more recent developments, especially in AI. And so I think the Alibabas, the Tencents, the Baidus, the Meituans of this world, the Didis, these Chinese companies will become the superpowers of AI in the world because they have users, they have better algorithms, they have a lot of support, and basically consumers just love it. So I do believe China will win the AI race. So this was the answer of this week's Pascal's China Lens. I do hope you enjoyed the answer. If you did, I'll see you next week for another answer to another question. And as you know, you're always welcome to send in questions. I'll be answering them in the weeks to come as soon as possible. Bye now.